Hello, everyone. Welcome on in. Man, I feel like I'm rushing through everything today. I got to get ready to leave tomorrow, so I'm rushing. Yeah, allergies suck. They do. They suck real bad. I'm on Zyrtec and everything. It don't even matter. I tell you, man, these Florida allergies don't play. These Florida allergies don't play. There we go. It's okay. There we go. Welcome to the Polypolitics Show. My glasses are all down. Welcome to the Polypolitics Show. I'm still trying to figure out how I want to get my intro going. I'm adding this to like the beginning of my videos. But like I did one like today where I was just like, I was kind of feeling like, it's the Polypolitics Show. It's the Polypolitics Show. That looks crazy. It's the Polypolitics Show. Welcome in. I don't know what to say. I never know what to say. I don't know how I do it. It's the Polypolitics Show. No. No, I don't like any of those. Welcome to the Polypolitics Show. Something like that. I don't know. I'll figure out which one of those I want to clip later when I'm clipping this on an airplane tomorrow. I'll figure out which one I want when I'm on a plane tomorrow. Oh, that's how I should do it, Jordan? Be like, hey, how are you doing? Welcome to the Polypolitics Show. Something like that. Yeah, we'll try it. I don't know. I'm literally switching it up every video I do. I switch it up every video I do. So I'm gonna figure out one. Oh, that's not for the podcast. That's not for the podcast. That's for something different. The podcast intro is actually being done by like people that know what they're doing, as opposed to just me trying to figure it out as I go. That's actually being done by, professionals and people that are smart, Don't be surprised if your nose opens once you pass the Pennsylvania border. The elevation does wonders. Hey, Florida has elevation. Florida has elevation. I think in some points of Florida, it's as high as like 10, 12 feet above sea level. Yeah, maybe 10, 12, 14 feet above sea level. Tara said your background looks great, rich as in the color. I love it. I've been working on this for a while. All right. On this background. I'm glad you like it. You should, if you get a chance, you got to go, Tara, you got to go look at it on the landscape live on YouTube. I think it looks even better over there. Because you guys can see this stuff. There's stuff on each side of me too. You guys just can't see it over there. When you were a Christ follower, were you a Republican? No. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. No, when I was a Christian, I tried to be a good one. So I would never be a Republican over it. By the way, Ryan, it is 100% you. I don't know what setting you don't have on, but it is 100% you. Yeah, it is 100% you, Ryan. You have some setting set that won't allow it. There's some setting. I'm gonna take Capo. I'm waiting for more people to get in here so everyone can see it because I want to do that. But there's no way. Like, it has to be you. There has to be a setting. You need to Google like what settings would stop this from happening, because that's the only way. Y'all, come on in, hit that like button, hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button, do all the fun things. All the fun things. Yeah, I was trying to tell you who is that, Chief Kiwi? Yeah. I tried to tell you. I tried to tell you. It's so much like I've been setting it up for the podcast. So that. Anyways, like the live. Let's get this thing up to the first, like, we gotta get to for like the first like 10, 15,000 likes really quick. I usually run 3 hours. So I told you, Tara. I usually run 3 hours. I might have to cut that a little bit short. Due to the fact that I haven't finished packing and I have to leave in the morning, and I have to be at the airport 17 hours early or something like that. I should probably leave for the airport right now just to make sure I get on my flight tomorrow, to be completely honest with you. So I don't even know why I'm live right now. I also don't even know why. I should be headed to the airport. My flight's in like 12 hours. So, I mean, I don't, there's not that much time left. Yeah. There's not that much time left. So we might cut it a little short. We might only do like 2 hours, unless I'm just getting really, really awesome callers and stuff. If I'm getting really awesome debates, I'll stay on for the full 3. But if I'm not, I might have to bounce out a little bit early. I see a few of you guys already calling in. We will be opening up that phone line in just a second. First of all, I want to start by saying, wow, there's so many people calling. First of all, I'd like to start by saying, please send that daily heart me. I really appreciate that. That means a lot to me. And we got up to like 500 people. So please send that, especially if you never have, or you haven't in a while. Please do that. Also, I got the confetti gift goal. I also have super chats, super stickers, and memberships open. Speaking of which, Capo, what happened there? Capo with the 20 gifted memberships. Holy absolute shit. 20 gifted memberships. I didn't even know you could gift that many. I've never seen that many gifted. I thought the max was 10 because that's the most I've ever seen. I didn't even know that was possible. All right. So Capo did something that I didn't even know was possible. Can we get all of the W's in the chat for Capo for 20 gifted memberships? Holy shit. And for all, I'm not going to list all 20 people that got them. They were all in my landscape live over there. I know one of them wasn't Ryan because I know it wasn't Ryan because Ryan's not allowed to have subs for some reason, which Ryan, it has to be a setting someplace, bud. It has to be a setting someplace. All right. Now phone lines are open. Let's get this thing started. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Hello, how are you?
I just want to know, do you just lay on your ass all day like a fucking fat ass like you are? With no one on your fucking TikTok, you fucking retard? Oh my god, bro. You're actually so fucking stupid just sitting here with your fucking eyes, bro. You were
With my
arguing
fucking
with the
eyes.
other boy.
Wow.
No, shut your
You know, no one can even understand
shut
what
your
you're saying.
mouth.
That's
Put your
crazy,
head
bro. How does it feel to have parents that don't love you? Anyways, that's wild. Can you imagine being a kid and just being like, you know what? I'm just gonna just not even pretend to have a brain. Anyways, guys, fetal alcohol syndrome is a real problem. Okay? Fetal alcohol syndrome is a real problem. All right? We shouldn't make fun of it. Okay? The kid didn't stand a chance. All right? Went and got dropped on his head and everything. You know, like it was just bad. All right? Yeah, exactly, Corey. Sounds like that kid needs a stepdad. And so, like, I'm... just saying. That kid, you know, I'm not for like you know, like corporal punishment for like kids. I'm not for like spanking or anything like that. I don't think it's helpful for children, except for that kid. That kid needs his ass whooped. Because he has like years of non-correction. So we got to get one good slap in, reset the settings, and then we can go back to more positive reinforcement, you know? If you're busy, you can take care of it. Corey's going to do it. Corey's going to be the stepdad for me. Corey's going to be the stepdad for me. I appreciate that, Corey. Hello?
Hey,
Hello?
how are you?
I'm good. How old are you?
This is Tina.
Hi, Tina. Are you that kid's mom?
I live next door to you.
Oh, so you are that kid's mom.
I know you have.
I told you, kid, your mom was going to call me. I told you. Dude, that's how long it took that kid's mom to call me. Bro, so fast. She just heard me say something over your whining voice, and she's like, wow, this is perfect. Hello, how are you?
How?
Yeah, all right. I don't know. Kids are sticky. Exactly, Tatted. Kids are sticky. You know, just stay away from them. Just stay away from one. Just stay away from them. New glasses? No, actually old glasses. Right. Ryan says Polly needs a hall pass to teach a kid a lesson. That's great. That's great. Hello, how are you?
Yeah, hello?
Yeah, I well, because someone let Ari know. I'll be back soon. Okay. Someone let Ari know I'll be back soon. All right. Anyways, if you guys still support Trump, you can join in the guest request box. You can call in on the number either way and have a conversation. But yeah, until then, please make sure you guys are double tapping the screen. Let's get up to 25,000 likes. Also, got the confetti gift goal going on. Really appreciate you guys. So thank you so much. Where's my phone? I don't even know if oh shoot. I'm hitting stuff over here. Hello? Hello? Nothing? All right. No, I'm not getting shadowed. I think that this is always like, this time of year is just generally like this, usually. I don't worry about it.
Yes, hello?
Yeah, I don't worry about it. So, I mean, I had about 1,200 people in here last night. I think on like Monday or something, I had like even higher. I'm not worried about it. It just happens. We're just getting started. I've only been on for like 15 minutes. It took me a good like half an hour, 40 minutes to get into a good conversation yesterday. And then once I did, live was like it rolled from there. So sometimes it just be like that. It's okay. Don't worry about it. That's why I just come. This is my time to sit around and bullshit with you guys anyway. Right? This is my time to sit around and bullshit with you guys anyway. So yeah, we just gonna we'll hang out. MAGA will show up every once in a while after a while. They always do. MAGA will show up after a while. They always do. I don't worry about it. Hello. Hello. Yeah, I just don't worry about it. Yeah, there's just less MAGA, guys. It's just the way it is, right? Sooner or later, you're going to run out. You know? He has like a 30% approval rating. So there's only like 12 of them left. We were actually talking about that for No Kings this week, and I was talking to some people about that. I was talking about No Kings, and I was like, man, I would love to get out there and talk to some counter protesters for No Kings. I would love that. And I was like, I'd love to get out there and get some counter protesters for No Kings. I'm like, I don't know if there will be any counter protesters. Truthfully, I really don't. You know? But y'all, please make sure you guys are coming in. Don't tap the screen. Send in your heart me's. If you guys like support, super chat, super stickers, send in a bunch of gifted memberships like Capo, because Capo's the most amazing ever. You know what? Can we do W's in chat for Capo again? Just for like, I want Capo to just remember that that's still W's. Yeah, I don't want anybody to forget. I don't want Capo to forget. That was huge W's. W's Capo again. Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, I was like, man, I'd love to get involved with some like counter protesters or do some like street debates or stuff for No Kings on Saturday. And I don't know if any of them exist. You know, I'm like, that's what I'm like. I don't know if any of them will show up. Yeah, I don't know if any of them will even show up. I mean, I guess we'll see, but all I know, and like I said, and I live in an incredibly red area, and they're out there street protesting like once a week in my super red area. You know? In my super red area, we're getting like street protests once a week. It's wild. So yeah, I can't imagine that. Like, I don't know. TSA got paid. They might get paid soon. We'll see about that. They might get paid soon. We'll see. And even if they do get paid, that's temporary. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't fix the problem. It just puts a quick Band-Aid on it. A problem that Donald Trump caused. That's the crazy thing. You have people like this guy whose name is voter ID, so he's obviously not very smart. But yeah, like it's just temporary. It's whatever. I hope TSA gets paid. I want TSA to get paid. That doesn't bother me. TSA would have gotten paid a long time ago if it wasn't for Trump. So literally, I was just listening to a video, and it was Senator Kennedy talking about how him and I forgot who the other senator was that was with him, the Republicans that took an entire plan to Donald Trump to pay TSA. And like it 100% like would have gone through. The Republicans took a deal to fund TSA, and Trump was like, "Oh yeah, don't sign anything until the SAVE Act is paid." So literally, Donald Trump stopped it. Even Republican senators are saying that Donald Trump stopped it, which is crazy. Hello, how are you?
Hey, I'm great. How are you doing?
I'm doing awesome. How old are you?
I'm 39. How old are you?
Also 39. Do you still support Trump?
I do, yes. Yeah.
Awesome. Why's that?
I like his foreign policy. There's many different reasons, but we'll start there.
All right. What about his foreign policy?
8 peace treaties and ceasefires in 8 months in 2025.
8 peace treaties and ceasefires. It's a lot
8
different than
peace
what he
treaties,
claims, isn't it?
No, that's actually what he does.
No, he says he ended 8 wars. That's what he says.
So you want to do wordsmith salad? Okay, let's do it.
No, just
Yep,
a
he stopped 8
ceasefire
wars.
isn't an end to a war.
Okay, question. Since
I mean, he didn't do it.
Actually true.
Even the way you said it, he didn't do it. I was just curious why we were moving the goalpost.
Right. In your opinion, he didn't do it. I mean, because the White House is my source.
The White House. So your source is Donald
And
Trump.
I actually
says so.
I've taken a lot of snippets just for liberal talking points because you like to defend or denounce anything he says about these peace treaties or ceasefires because you dislike Trump.
No, I just don't do it because there's no evidence.
Okay, Rwanda, Congo.
Where's the evidence?
They signed a peace treaty in the Oval Office, and
They
there's
were
a
fighting again literally the next week. There was literally people being
North
killed
Korea, South Korea have had
there
a
were people being
ceasefire since
killed. Hold on, sir.
1950s, and they
I am still
held
in the middle of my
2010,
sentence.
but
I would
since
love
when
to
has
have this
that been
conversation with you. Like really, I would. I would love to have this conversation with you. You are going to have to let me finish
Then
the
let's have
sentence. Yeah, you are going to have to let me
Okay,
finish the
so
sentence.
debating, that's just how it goes, man.
No, it's not how it goes.
It is.
You're going to let me finish sentences or I'll just remove you. That's pretty simple.
Oh, no.
I mean, it's up to you, man. I don't
I'm
care.
sorry. I'm very sarcastic. I should have told you that.
I don't care how sarcastic you are. Let me finish my sentences.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. Again, they were killing each other within a week of him doing that. If they're killing each other, that's not a peace deal or a ceasefire, is it?
No, it really is. So
How?
North Korea, South Korea, since when did they stop the war?
They haven't.
So North Korea, South Korea have a ceasefire since the 50s.
Correct.
And North Korea unalived 23 South Korean soldiers in Jeju Island. I was there. And
In what
they
year?
still have a ceasefire. So because you have in 2010.
In 2010. Copy.
Yes. So if ceasefires don't work, kind of tell me how that one's working.
It's not, obviously.
It is working.
Well, it's not. You just told me it wasn't.
So they had a ceasefire again from 1955 till 2010 and still use the same one up to this day, but they have conflicts that arise. That doesn't mean they don't work. I mean, again,
Yeah, but there was killing a whole bunch of different times in between 1955 and 2010 where North Koreans killed South Koreans.
not of South Korean soldiers. No, yeah, there was no attacks till 2010 when they sent bombs into Jeju Island.
That's incorrect. Yeah, there was definitely
Thank you so
North
much
Korean
for
there was
telling
definitely
me.
North Korean
I
soldiers
understand
that
completely.
killed South
Yeah,
Korean soldiers at the
lived there in
DMZ.
military. Yeah, got it. So yeah, that's not true at all. But anyway,
Okay, I can pull it up for you. Not a big deal.
Tell me how ceasefires.
No, it's
don't
fine.
work. No, it's fine because I'm telling you. Explain how ceasefires.
No, I'm
work.
going to go ahead and prove my other point first, and then I'll go for that.
Oh, let's try to do gotchas. I'm cool with that. But again, you still can't answer my question. And
I'm not listening to your question because I'm looking up the other thing.
Because you can't battle it. Because you can't defend it. Understood.
Sure, whatever you say, sir.
Well, that's the same thing that you're saying.
Mm-hmm. 1960s, 1970s, 1973, 1980s. Let's see. Get you exact dates in there.
Yeah, you're gonna need Google to beat me on this one, bud.
1968, Blue House raid, major incidents, notable attacks since 1996, Guinea submarine infiltration, 17 killed, 2002, second battle of Yeonpyeong, 6 sailors killed, then the 2000 shelling of Jeju Island, 2 civilians, 2 Marines killed. So there was about 6 different incidents in between 1955 and 2010 where North Koreans killed
Thank you so much.
killed
So
South
again,
Koreans.
tell me, you just made my point for me. Tell me how ceasefires don't work.
It obviously didn't. I already answered that.
So in your opinion, I guess, because you're not really making sense here. So if you have conflict with your brother and your parents tell you to stop, but you have conflict 2 days later, it doesn't mean it didn't work.
Yes, it did. That's exactly what it means. It means it didn't work. Yeah.
It's okay.
But sir, this is exactly
that's where it's at.
exactly why I said that ceasefires aren't ends of wars, right? So when I made the clarification at the beginning of this conversation,
in your opinion, they're not
and when I made the clarification at the beginning of this conversation, when I said, "Oh, it's really funny how you have moved the goalpost for Donald Trump because you said that he says he ended wars, and you wanted to throw ceasefires in there."
I mean, he would be correct.
And you wanted to throw ceasefires in there, right? That's not the end of a war. Right. That's why the ceasefire between North Korea and South Korea is not an end of a war. Right. It's that simple. All right. But again, Donald Trump, if he creates a ceasefire that doesn't last freaking a week, then he didn't end anything, sir. He didn't end a war. OK. Did he skedaddle? No, I'm just tired of getting cut off. I told him if he wanted to actually have a conversation with me, he would have to let me finish a sentence. And he chose to act like a petulant little fucking child so he can leave. I don't care. That's the cool thing about running your own like live and actually, you know, doing what you want, is that you don't have to like talk to people that you don't want to. If you can't be an adult, I just won't talk to you. That's fine. Not a problem. Hello, how are you?
I'm good.
Awesome. How old are you?
I'm 21.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
I do.
Awesome. Why is that?
Why? I think, you know, the war, I think it's good. You know, everyone's freaking out. Oh my God, gas prices are, you know, where I'm at, they're fucking only like a little more than, they were higher under the Biden administration. They're like $3.89. I mean, I'd rather pay a little more money in gas than have to worry about Iran threatening us and worrying about a nuke getting dropped on us than paying a little higher gas prices. And Trump, what he's trying to do, he's trying to resolve it. Because for the last years now, it's been a big, always.
You're breaking up, sir. You're going to have to stay closer to your Wi-Fi with your Trump phone. No one can understand you, but I'll go ahead and respond while you get closer to your Wi-Fi. The director of no, literally, you're breaking up. I can't understand what you're saying. You can check the chat. They can't hear you, dude. Okay. So while you get closer to your Wi-Fi, I'll respond. All right. What I was going to say was Tulsi Gabbard said last year that they weren't trying to build a nuclear weapon back in March. Our own director of national intelligence that was installed by Donald Trump. Then in June, Donald Trump told us that the nuclear sites were all completely obliterated. Right. And so, and I don't know if you know what the word obliterated means, but it means like there's no more. Right. Also told us that they were decades away from getting a nuclear weapon. So if in June they were decades away from a nuclear weapon, then why are we at war right now over nuclear weapons?
Why? Because they want you to believe that what? Air quotes over here, that they're building what? Clean energy on the side of the mountain. I mean, it only takes 7% of rich in uranium to, you know, they say clean energy.
Rich in uranium?
Cities. Yeah, they're.
Is that specialized like Iran uranium, like Iranium? And they're rich in it?
No, they're actually, yeah, they are pretty rich in it actually, and they're using way more. However you say the word, uranium. I think that's how you say it. Is that the correct word? Uranium. Uranium. It's an I or U. It's something like that. They're rich in it though. And they're building clean energy on the side of the mountain is what they want you to believe. They're not. Why would they need to be building clean energy inside of the mountain? Let that sink in. Obviously, they're using it to build nuclear weapons against us. You know what they say? They look at us, right? They call us Big Satan, right? And then they call Israel what? What do they call them? They call them Little Satan. Now, most people don't like the devil. They hate us so much they think we're the devil. And their religion, they believe that for Muhammad, their prophet, to come back, there has to be blood on the streets of the Americans and the Jews for their prophet to come back.
Okay, we're going to go ahead and stop you here. We're going to go ahead and stop you here. No, you've been talking for a while. We're going to go ahead and stop you here. First of all, I would like to congratulate you. Okay, rich in uranium is the funniest thing that I've heard in a while. At least all day today. Okay, at least today, funniest thing I've heard. So I just want to let you know that I truly did get enjoyment out of hearing that. Okay, it's enriched uranium. Okay, that's what that's called. Enriched uranium. Okay. Second of all, enriched uranium, even when used for clean energy purposes, is incredibly dangerous. So yeah, it actually makes sense to do it in the side of a mountain. I don't know if you ever heard of something like Chernobyl, right? One of the largest nuclear disasters ever. That was energy source nuclear stuff, right? So yeah, totally makes sense to enrich uranium in some place underground where it's very safe. But even more importantly than that, again, sir, what I said was that Donald Trump said that we destroyed all of the sites. Sorry, he didn't use the word destroyed, obliterated, that he obliterated all of those nuclear sites 8 months ago, 9 months ago. If they were obliterated 9 months ago, okay, which means that there's nothing left of them. They completely don't exist. If that happened 9 months ago, no, hold on. I'm about to ask you a question. So just stand by. If it was completely obliterated 9 months ago, and they were decades away after we obliterated it 9 months ago, then why are we at war now? Because obviously they can't be enriching because we obliterated all their stuff, right? There's nothing to hit because all of their sites are obliterated. So why are we at war now?
Why? Because they've built more. I mean, Trump even said it so himself. In 2 months, they're going to have nuclear weapons.
Donald Trump said I need you to hear what I'm saying, dude. Listen to me, okay? Because I don't like repeating myself just over and over and over, okay? 9 months ago, Donald Trump said they were completely obliterated and that it would take them decades to rebuild their enrichment sites. Decades. Okay? You know how long a decade is?
It's 10 years.
10 years. He said multiples. So at least two of those decades, right? So that would be 20 years. Okay? He said it would be decades until they could do it. If he said in June that it was decades until they can enrich, then how are you telling me now that they're enriching now?
I mean, they can still build stuff. I mean, we're fun. The Democrats, we gave them so much money. It's unbelievable. I mean, that's why Elon Musk was in there cutting all the fraud in the government. I mean, you guys were freaking out. Oh my God, he's cutting Social Security and he's doing all of these terrible things. He's cutting all of the fraud. Kind of like what Nick Shirley's doing right now. He's finding the fraud. He can't do anything about it. He can expose it. Thing is, Elon Musk, he was trying to stop funding all of that. So we were giving, what was that thing we were doing? We were giving them $20 billion for condoms in Iran. Look it up. Fact check me. It's on AP, Associated Press. Go ahead and fact check me.
Doesn't say that on AP.
Now, why is the Biden administration giving them, right? $20 billion for condoms?
That wasn't.
Why is that?
Shh.
No, it was. It was. Whatever.
Sure. I can fact check you, sir.
Fucking retarded. Like, you don't know what you're talking about.
Your voice is very annoying to the ears, okay? So I can only listen to it for so long until you have to stop and breathe and let me speak, okay? Like I can't just sit here and listen to you just forever, okay? No grandstanding over here. Okay? Please and thank you. Okay? Maybe you're just too rich in uranium, okay? No, they didn't do that. No, Nick Shirley didn't expose any fraud. Actually, the Trump administration actually went in to the Trump administration actually sent the FBI in and they did a bunch of they did a bunch of stuff inside the Minnesota to look for that fraud, and they couldn't find any of it. Elon Musk didn't expose any fraud because there wasn't a single conviction or even a single charge for fraud. Actually, the only person that got convicted of fraud is Donald Trump. Yeah, he's the only one that was convicted of fraud. Well, I guess his lawyers too also, right? So nope, nobody's doing that. Second of all, $20 billion in condoms is just an insane thing for a human being to say. But yes, we did provide condoms to other countries, specifically ones in Africa. And the reason why we did that is because it stopped.
No. And Iran.
I'm talking.
Well.
I'm talking. Thank you. especially in countries like Africa, because it is important for health, right? Because we send them stuff like that for health, and then that stops like the spread of things like HIV, which then stops those types of HIVs from traveling into Europe and in the United States, right? So it's actually important. It's called soft power. It helps us gain influence in Africa. And what we've actually seen is that, like, now that we've stopped projecting soft power through places like Africa and places like the Middle East, China is actually coming in and taking that freaking power, or taking that.
Who has more power though, us or China in South Africa? It's China, right?
Yes,
It's
because
China.
I'm trying to explain it to you. Do you have like a self-control issue or something? Like,
No.
should I be worried? Like, are you okay?
No, I'm trying to tell you the facts over the feelings.
Well, sir, you can do
I
that
think
when
you
it's
go off
your
of your
turn,
feelings more.
but when I'm talking, it's not your turn. I have no problem with people having open dialogue in here and saying things they need. But if you're just going to freaking cut me off to ask me a question that I was in the middle of explaining, then what's the point of this? Sure. What do you got to say that's so fucking important, sir?
It's China over us, over South Africa. Why are we giving them money? Why are we giving them condoms? I mean, why? We don't need to be giving them money or condoms. We're in debt. Look at what is the U.S. deficit? Do you know that? You know what that is, right? We don't have any money to be giving countries. We can't even take care of our own homeless people, but we're going to be taking care of other countries and aiding them condoms, but we can't take care of ourselves. Let that sink in. What are we, $39 trillion in debt, right? What is the dollar? How much is on the dollar? The dollar is what? It's hyperinflated. We don't have the money to be giving other countries. We don't. And for you to be like, oh, we can do all of this, and you know, I heard you talking a few days ago about, you know, illegals should get free healthcare. Like, that's why the government shut down right now, is because the Democrats and the Republicans can't agree on two things. And what is that? The Democrats think what? We should be giving them free healthcare. No other country would shut their government down to argue this, but we're the only country that argues we should give illegals free healthcare. Why? Because what are they providing us? Are they paying taxes? No, the only tax they pay is sales tax. They aren't paying property tax, none of that. So what are they really contributing in the big
What
picture?
are you even fucking talking
Absolutely
about anymore?
nothing.
Sir, you just switched. We were talking about foreign affairs. You just switched to immigration. Then you started talking about healthcare. You don't even have the ability to stay on one topic for 2 seconds. Like, if you're not medicated for whatever like attention like issue that you have, I would highly advise you to get medicated for whatever, because you can't let me finish a sentence. You can't stay on topic. Like, the point is be quiet.
The point is we don't have
the
money
point
to be
is be quiet. Holy shit. Okay. Jesus Christ. So what you were referring to, okay, when you're talking about 50 million in condoms to Iran, what you were actually talking about was Donald Trump's claim of 50 million condoms to Gaza. So you don't even know which Middle Eastern country you were talking about, because that's the claim, is 50 million in condoms, not in, or to Gaza, not to Iran. And then the article goes on to very much prove that that wasn't the case at all. And it was just a dumb claim that the Trump administration had made that actually has no standing whatsoever. So you didn't even get the right claim for what we're talking about. Okay. Let's start with that. All right. Sound good? Then you went off on some other stuff. I don't even know what you were talking about freaking after that. Like, I literally lost track. You jumped to so many things. You started talking about freaking healthcare for people and the national debt. Donald Trump, the Pentagon just asked for $200 billion to fight a war that we don't need to fight, right? That's like $1,200 for
Real
every
quick,
U.S.
back to the
citizen.
condoms.
That
it was
like
Afghanistan, not Gaza.
$1,200, freaking $1,200 for freaking every U.S. citizen. They're using it to fight a war that we don't need to be fighting. Okay, it's crazy how you want to complain about $50 million in condoms that didn't happen, when you could be talking about freaking the $200 billion that is literally being wasted right now? Why don't you talk about that?
The war, we need to be involved. We need to help them. They're our allies. It makes sense that we're helping them. We're aiding them. You're mad that we're helping them. You weren't complaining though when we were helping Ukraine, but when the roles are reversed and we're helping Israel, oh my God, we're giving money to Israel, but the moment, we're giving all this money to Ukraine, billions of dollars, billions. Zelensky even bought a home in Florida. That's how well the war went. He bought a home in Florida from all the US
I live in
dollars.
Florida. Homes in Florida are not that expensive, sir. But regardless of any of that, yes, but that's a bold-faced lie too, by the way. That was a bold-faced lie, regardless. But anyways, okay, even if it wasn't a bold-faced lie, okay, yes, I have no problem because we were funding Ukraine to be defensive, okay? They were the ones that were being attacked, all right? And they were being defended. That is a lot different than funding Israel to be offensive. Okay. I 100% am cool with supporting Israel with money and weapons if they're the ones being attacked. Right? If Iran was the one that invaded Israel, I'd be like, yeah, let's send them money, let's send them weapons. I got no issue with that, right? Because I believe that countries have sovereignty. I got no issue with that, right?
What about the
but there's a
proxies,
big
though?
difference, okay, in between helping your allies who are
What
being
about the
attacked and
Iraq
helping your
proxy?
allies fight a war that we don't need to be doing.
What about the proxies?
What about them?
That's what we're up against.
That's what we're up against? Well, sir, I'm letting you know right now that if we're up against the proxies, we're doing a real bad job at fighting them. Because Donald Trump just released a whole bunch of sanctions on a whole bunch of oil. And because he started the war, the price of oil is way up. So therefore, I think just off that first release of sanctions, I think Iran was set to make like $14 billion that they could use to help fight the war against us and fund their proxies.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to try to
Hold on.
install the Wiz app and keep it to my phone, or if it's just that we have old phone.
It's because the phone is old. Trying to figure out the Wi-Fi here.
You gonna put your mom on?
No, that's not my mom. It's my roommate.
Oh. Meatloaf! Meatloaf! I don't know what she's doing.
No, I don't.
I never know what she's doing,
No, I'm just saying, I think, it's what, the dollar's fucking gone to shit. There's 2% left on it. If we want to fucking give them $1 billion a day, might as well, right? We've already hyperinflated the dollar. The dollar is worthless. I know you probably compare the dollar to the Dixie rate, and you're like, oh my God, the dollar is like 96%. You're one of those guys that compare it to the Dixie, I'm sure.
Sir, all I'm saying is the dollar has only gone down since Donald Trump has been president. So
no, it hasn't. It's been going down. Every president.
I didn't say it hadn't been going down. I said it's only gone down since Donald Trump has been president.
Right. No, that's not true. Ever since Nixon took us off the gold standard, right?
Sir.
It used to be backed by gold. Now it's not backed by.
Dumbass. Listen to what I am saying. You're arguing a point that no one is arguing you against. Okay? Turn off the podcast, bro. Just for a second. Okay? Turn off for a little bit. Nobody was saying that we haven't lost value in the dollar since the gold standard was taken away. I'm saying that under Trump, it has lost significant value. That's all I'm saying. Please stop arguing points that nobody is arguing.
You're blaming Trump, though, for a big portion of the dollar.
No, just his portion.
And how much would you say that is? What would you say his portion is?
The time he's been president.
All right, so how much do you think the dollar's lost in his 1 year and then his 4 years before that?
What's it around 10% since he took office this time, I think, something like that?
What are you talking about, 10%?
That was the answer to the question that you just asked me.
I mean, there's only 2% left on the dollar. I don't know where you're getting this 10%.
Okay. Well, this conversation has obviously digressed into absolutely just word salad gibberish that means nothing. So I'm going to move on to literally talk to anybody else, okay?
All right, because you know I'm right. Just admit it.
All right, cool. Anyways, yo, make sure you guys come in, hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I appreciate you guys. I'm sure dinner was ready anyway, so I you know, who am I to stop him from getting his meatloaf? Yo, please make sure that you guys hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button. If you like to support the live, I do have super chats, super stickers, pay links in the bio, confetti live gift goal. All my pay links are at Polypolitics. Anything that you can help and send with helps me to get through this weekend traveling to hopefully bring you guys really awesome content. Hopefully I get a whole bunch of, I'm going out to No Kings in New York, so leaving tomorrow. So hopefully I bring you guys some really awesome content. So thank you guys so much for supporting and helping me do things like that to help bring you guys more awesome content. I really do appreciate that. That's absolutely amazing. Delissa, thank you so much for the $5. Says USA gives Israel $8 billion annual and giving Argentina $20 billion, and they both give free healthcare. Caller, when are you enlisting? Yeah, the army just lowered their standards too. Yeah, the army just lowered their standards so that I think you can join to like 42 now, and if you only have one singular drug conviction, that's okay. So anyways, that guy will be perfect. Yeah, that guy will be perfect. He'll fit in really well. All right. Now I'm going to open up the phone line real quick. Then I'm going to open up the guest request box. Let's see who we got over here. Y'all, let's get this thing up to 100,000 likes. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. I just took a TikTok person. Maybe I'll take a phone call real quick and then I'll go back. Tadded, thank you so much for the $5. Also said I would spend 20 bill to go back in time to give his dad a condom. That's worth the $20 billion. That's worth the $20 billion right there. Just in the way, people. Hello, how are you?
Hey, I just got in a call. I just got to get in this call real quick. You were talking about how the army lowered the age. No, they didn't lower the age. They put the age to 42 years old. And about drug convictions, did you just say that?
I didn't say they lowered the age. I said they raised the age and lowered the standard.
No, that's what I'm saying. They lowered. They put the age higher and they lowered their standards. Let me tell you something. I'm actually in the Army. I'm a staff sergeant in the Army, and I was an Army recruiter down in Houston, Texas. And me and my friend, she's actually a recruiter out in Houston, Texas still. Me and her were talking about this, how ignorant some people are. The age was always 42 years old. It was always 42 years old. So for people, I understand with everything that's going on, people are trying to put the Army in this way. Oh my God, the Army's bad and all that. And with drug convictions, you could always get in the Army with drug convictions. I'm not gonna say what drug convictions I put people in, but I put people in the Army with drug convictions. And it just was a way of a process.
Yeah. All right. Sounds good, man. I don't know what to tell you.
No,
when the Pentagon is releasing statements saying they're now going to accept people to, sir, when the Pentagon is releasing statements, sir, when the Pentagon is releasing statements, sir,
I could argue too.
When the Pentagon is releasing statements saying they raised it to 42, I don't know what to fucking tell you, dude. Maybe you should call the Pentagon, tell them to get their shit together. Maybe they don't know the age that y'all have been letting people in on.
They know because we were from.
Then why are they releasing statements saying it's raised to 42?
So that makes you sound ignorant.
No, it makes the Pentagon sound ignorant, sir.
No, that does not make the Pentagon sound ignorant.
I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't know what to tell you. I'm not in the army. I don't know. Here we go. Right here. Took me 2 seconds to just pull it up real quick. Boom. Army extends its maximum recruitment age to 42, allowing older recruits to join. Today. Okay. Watch. I bet you I can do it even better. Hold on. Let me see. I knew I could. Here's the Stars and Stripes. The literal military publication that comes from the Pentagon. Okay? The literal military publication that comes from the Pentagon is saying that it's happening now. All right? So I don't know. Maybe you went to the army on a waiver. I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't know what to tell you. Here's Fox News talking about it. Army raises enlistment age to 42 and eases marijuana policy to bolster ranks. I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't know what to tell you. I got nothing, bro. I got nothing. Y'all make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I appreciate you guys. Someone said opinion piece. Someone said opinion piece. Yeah, the Stars and Stripes is putting out an opinion piece about what the Army says. Holy shit. I bet you I could, if I work on it, I bet you I can find where the Army announced it. I didn't hang up on him. He left. Yeah, I didn't hang up on him. He bounced. Here's Task and Purpose. Here's Military Times. You know the super left-wing bastions of Task and Purpose and Military Times and Stars and Stripes. He went to go look for rich and uranium. Oh my goodness. That's funny. Y'all are funny. I take one phone call over there and then that's what I get. It's so stupid. It's literally everywhere.
Yep.
Hello, how are you?
Hey, what's up, man? No, yeah, you're right. It was just recently raised. I will comment on that. I was also in the military. I don't really know what the hell he was talking about. He might have been thinking about during a time period during the Iraq-Afghanistan war when the age was increased at one point momentarily, but this is new. It was originally 36. And he might also be thinking of private service members who, when re-enlisting, can get back into the military at an older age, prior service members though. But for new recruits going in, yeah, that's new for it to be raised to 42. So I don't really know what he was talking about.
I don't know either, man. Like I know that every news agency, left, right, center, doesn't matter. They're all saying it. So I got nothing.
Like, I was also in the Marine Corps, so I don't really know how the Army does it, but
apparently poorly.
Yeah, but you know what my problem is with you, man?
I don't care.
I was gonna say how much I like you.
Oh, then I care.
No, I really don't. No, I really like you. No,
if that's the reason, then I care.
No. I like what you're doing, man. No. I'm a fan of what you're doing. So keep going. I was going to clear the air on that. Yeah, I think he was just a little confused because there's so much that goes into it. But don't even. Yeah. You can't really argue with people like that. So.
Yeah, I both of you going to try. But anyways, man, you have a good one, all right?
Yeah, have a good one, bro.
All right, bro. Usually when people want to tell me how they feel about me, it's not good. So I just assume that I don't want to hear it. But I'll always take compliments, right? I'll always take compliments. There ain't nothing wrong with that. All right, phone lines are open. If you guys still support Trump, I'll also go to the guest request box. I'll give like another minute or so to get a call from the YouTube side. And if I don't, then I'll go to the TikTok guest too. So we'll see. But anyways, again, y'all, please make sure you guys are tapping that screen. Did we get the thing up to 100,000? We did. Let's push that thing to 125,000. Let's hit the like button, hit the follow button, hit the subscribe button. Support the live in any way that you can. Send those heart me's, please and thank you. Let's get those heart me's over 100. We're at like 63 right now. So if you haven't sent one of those today, please, 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 please do. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, I know what's gonna happen. As soon as I bring up a TikTok, guys, my phone's gonna ring because you guys take. There's a little delay on it, so I'm trying to give it a second. I'm trying to give it a second. All right, second's over. Hello, how are you?
Hey, Polly. I just got one question for you before I go. What is your opinion on the U.S. Treasury declaring the United States insolvent?
I don't have an opinion because I didn't know they did it.
Oh, okay. That's all
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh no, it's just the Treasury. Treasury declared the United States insolvent. That they're spending more than what they're getting from taxpayers.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So I wanted to see your opinion on that.
Oh, sounds accurate. Yeah. Sorry, I think I actually did hear that. I don't think I heard it with the word insolvent, which threw me off for a second. I did hear about the Treasury announcing that. But yeah, they're spending at a record rate, right? I don't know how they're spending more than they're getting in taxes because they've raised taxes. So they must be spending a whole shit ton. Was that Besant that released that?
Iran. Yeah, they released it like 3 days ago.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I haven't researched that yet at all, and honestly, it hasn't even come up yet. So I need to do more research in that.
All right, thank you, Polly. That's all I wanted.
Yeah, you stumped me, man. You got me. I miss things every once in a while too. All right, man. I appreciate you. Yeah, I haven't done research on that at all. You got me. Every once in a while, you guys get me. Every once in a while, you guys get me. No, I heard about it. Like I didn't hear it with that word, but I heard them talk about. I heard somebody talk about that. Anyways, guys, I'm not perfect. I don't catch everything. I do go to work during the day, you know. So I do my best though. Hello, how are you?
Hello, can you hear me, sir?
Yeah.
I just wanted to call. You should be a little bit nicer to people.
No.
How about yeah?
How about no?
How about yeah?
No, I don't want to.
Well, why do you have to be so mean?
I don't have to be.
You choose to be, but you don't.
I do choose to be. That is true. Yeah.
You can be nicer.
I could be.
It won't cost you anything.
It doesn't cost me anything to be mean either.
Oh, yeah, okay. I guess you got a point there. All right, have a good day.
All right, you too. I mean, it technically is free for me to be mean also. Just saying. I thought I was actually being pretty nice today. Hello, how are you?
It's insane.
I'm doing great. How old are you?
I'm 16, but I think it's fine if I even 8.
No, it's not. I apologize. You must be 18. You must be 18. It's free either way, okay? It's free either way. Hello, how are you? Hello? All right, goodbye. Carolyn, thank you so much for the $20 super chat. Can we get huge W's in chat for Carolyn? Said safe travels for you and Ari. We'll be marching in Pittsburgh, even though roads are closing already for the NFL draft. Be safe. Well, if the roads are already closed, all right, then it should be an easy time to get through. lot safer. Be careful, all right, Karen? All of you guys that are protesting on Saturday, please be careful out there. Drink water, okay? Stay safe. Please and thank you. And big W's to Trevor Carolyn. That was absolutely awesome. I really appreciate that. Be smart also. Hello, how are you? Also be really careful about, getting into heated conversations with people. All right?
Hello?
Save that for the pros. You know what I'm saying? Just don't get or do it. Just don't get in trouble. Hello, how are you?
Oh, hello.
Hi, how old are you?
19.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
Wait, say that?
Sorry, do you still support Trump?
Yes.
Awesome. Why is that?
So I personally believe, he stands for values that are more aligned with me. And I feel like he, during his campaign, he kind of ran it better, and but I personally am Christian, so that's also a big thing behind it, because he was selling Bibles and all that. He seems to be a man of God. I'm not going to say he is, but he seems to be.
I mean, he says he's not.
Say that again?
He says he's not.
I don't believe that's true.
Yeah, so what's the qualifications for becoming a Christian? According to the Bible.
You believe in Christ, you put your faith in him, and you kind of, try your best to adhere to what he's saying. Obviously you're gonna mess up and everything, and that's perfectly fine, but
it's insane.
You have What? I didn't hear you.
I didn't say anything.
Oh, my bad.
Well, anyways, the Bible says you have to accept Jesus and you have to ask forgiveness, right? Ask him to cleanse you for your sins. And when Donald Trump was specifically asked if he had done that, he specifically said that he hadn't.
You don't know what he's done, actually. He has a personal life. He doesn't have
He said, I have never asked God for forgiveness.
I'd have to look into that. I don't.
Well, I have. That's what he said.
One sec. Give me 1 second. I'm going to research that
Nope.
for you right quick.
I'm really good on that. But regardless of any of that, sir, Donald Trump freaking has done pretty. I actually went through it. We actually went through all 10 commandments, and I showed how Donald Trump had actually violated 9 of them. I forgot I had that video. I wonder when I did that.
I believe
that was a good video. Hello.
So I would like to ask you a counter question. Also, according to what I just found, I'm not gonna deeply look into it right now, because we're over the phone. But from what I just see, right now, based on what I searched, he has not said this.
He said it on national television. What are you talking about? Sure. The guy, when asked what his favorite Bible verse was, said couldn't answer the question. When asked what his favorite book of the Bible was, couldn't answer the question. Okay, couldn't do any of that. Violates, like I said, 9 of the 10 commandments. Literally, freaking does everything in the Bible. Literally every single part of the Bible, literally every single part of the Bible that tells you what not to follow and what not to listen to. Everything Jesus said in the Bible not to follow and listen to. Literally, Donald Trump does it. So I don't know. I don't know. If you're a Christian and you support Donald Trump, I really don't know what the fuck is you need to go back and read your Bible or something, because you didn't read it too well the first time.
But can can we say this right quick? Tell me how you could be Christian and support someone who, first of all, allows children getting gender change surgeries. That seems pretty weird for me. Someone who allows...
Where's the Bible say that you? Where's the Bible talk about gender and changing it?
Gender change.
Where does the Bible talk about that?
The Bible, I don't know if it's directly stated, but it is definitely implied that.
Where is it
in
implied?
the Bible, you were made as you are for a reason, and you were made therefore you were made the gender you are for a reason. Where you
awesome. Then we should allow disallow all plastic surgery. No more boob jobs. No more lip jobs. You know, if people are born with conditions like where they're grown with no legs, we should not allow them to get prosthetics or any type of surgeries to fix that. Women shouldn't be allowed to wear makeup, or men for that matter also. Contact lenses and glasses should not be allowed, right? Because you were made how you were, right? So if you were made with bad vision, right, then you should not be able to correct it, because that's just how you were made. I mean, women shouldn't be able to shave their legs. Again, men also shouldn't be allowed to do that. You shouldn't be allowed to get your ears pierced or any other pierces, right? No dyeing your hair. I can think of, about 1,000 different things that we should outlaw if God made us the way we were and we're not supposed to change that.
First of all, I would like to point out how none of those are as significant, and because you could dye your hair, you could get piercings, you could take piercing out though, you can frigging wash the dye out of your hair, or frigging get it dyed back to the natural color.
What about tattoos?
So
should we outlaw tattoos in the United States? Because I can't give these back, man. They're on me forever.
With the 10 Commandments thing, first of all, can you tell me you have not violated? Can you tell me you have not violated a single commandment?
Oh, I violate a whole bunch of them, but I'm not a Christian, so I don't really give a shit. Yeah.
So, but almost all people have violated at least one commandment.
I try to attempt to violate one each and every day.
Don't lie. A lot of see, that's kind of just something, especially in you. So that's, you're supposed to try basically to live by those. You do not have to perfectly live by those. So violating some of the commandments, and also, as a politician,
I'm sorry. Which commandment is trans kids?
What?
Which commandment is trans kids? I'm still waiting for that part.
Not a direct thing. Give me a second. In the commandments at least.
Jill, thank you so much. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much, Jill. I really appreciate that. W's the chat for Jill. I couldn't even get the hat and mustaches out there and they were already gone. That is absolutely amazing. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I tend to like having discussions and stuff. You're good, dude.
All right, man. Well, it sounds like you need to do some research on your Bible. All right. I'm going to go ahead and let you go and go have a conversation with somebody else. Okay.
Hold on. I got it pulled up.
You have what pulled up?
This is a direct quote from the Bible. So God created mankind in his own image, in the image of God, and he created them male and female. He created them.
Okay, good. What gender is God?
First of all, that's
what gender is God?
That's the two gender argument right there. And
what gender is God?
Argue that. Typically, he is described as male.
God's described as a male?
Thus, Yes.
Okay, well, in that case, all women should be required to get sex changes to male so that they're, in the image of God.
No, that's not what that. So you can. That's like.
By the way,
saying
whatever you read is
should
not in the fucking Bible, by the
that
way.
is
Not
like
even fucking
saying
close.
Everyone should have to look exactly like God. No, he specifically made us very, and freaking reproduction doesn't work like that. Purposefully, I personally believe that sin was put into the world for to kind of give us, a test to try to like steer away from it. I guess that's my personal belief. I don't know. It might be.
No, sin was just put in the world
wrong.
by God. God created sin. He was very clear about it.
Yeah.
Yep. So it was just put there by God.
Yeah. I believe if there was no mistakes by mankind ever, then there would be no point to anything. Also,
Gotcha. So people should be allowed to make mistakes. And in your opinion, for gender transition is a mistake, so people should be allowed to make it. Yeah, Perfect. Cool. So we should allow it.
You're supposed to pray for forgiveness.
Yeah, go pray for my forgiveness and all the trans people's forgiveness. Just go ahead and pray for it. We'll be we'll be just sitting back waiting and caring so much. We'll be caring so much about you and your forgetting. What about when the Bible says love one another, love your neighbor as yourself, treat the alien amongst you as your own, right? How about when the Bible says all of those things? Should we just ignore those ones?
You should try your best to do that.
Oh, judge not lest you be judged. How about that one?
Repeat that.
Judge not lest you be judged.
You're not really supposed to judge people because that's his job.
But yet you're judging other people's decision to transition.
I understand that.
So maybe you should go pray about yourself.
Kind of like built in to the way humans are. Have you not judged? Like you cannot tell.
So God built you to be a sinner?
God made me knowing that.
No, you just said that we just said judging is a sin, and you said it's built into who we are, and then you also said that God made us and we were built in His image. So God built you to be a sinner.
We were created, Him knowing that we would sin. Yes.
No, God created you to be a sinner.
God created me knowing I would be a sinner.
So God created a sinner. Perfect. God created sin. That's easy. Regardless of any of that, sir, this is like talking to a wet towel. I am going to move on to another caller.
Have a good day, then.
Thank you. Jesus Christ. I thought he was going to come back up with something new to bring up. That dude was talking so slow. Yo, make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I really appreciate you guys. I hate that shit. So, God created us knowing you're going to sin. If God knew you were going to sin and created you to sin, then He created a sinner. It's just that simple. Okay? You can try to semantics pretzel yourself all you want. All right. Hello, how are you? Hello?
Hello?
Oh my goodness, you sound like the same dude.
No, not the same guy.
How old are you?
29.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
I support Trump.
Do you support Trump?
He's in the office. I support the country I live in.
Yeah, you can support your country without supporting the president.
Well, he's controlling so much, and I think we just should support it. Respect the office, as I say.
I do respect the office. Donald Trump doesn't.
Well, what's the problem with Trump? in your eyes?
Most things. Is blatant violation of the law and Constitution, for one.
Right. And what do you suggest we do about it? Should we vote it? Should we kick him out and have the vice president in?
I say impeach all those motherfuckers until we find somebody in that administration that'll actually obey the law and the Constitution. Impeach him, put JD Vance in. If JD Vance starts freaking being the same way, impeach his ass too. Keep the fucking ball rolling until we get somebody in there that's actually going to respect the Constitution and the law and the rights of Americans in this country. I don't give a shit if we freaking impeach half the goddamn administration until we get there. How far until we get down to little Marco? He won't. He'll just attack Cuba, but besides that, he'll be fine, I think.
So JD Vance is better than Trump?
No, I think he's probably worse. But that doesn't change. But just because JD Vance is worse than Trump doesn't mean that we shouldn't stop a president from doing things that are unconstitutional. Just because JD Vance is worse doesn't change anything. If you impeach Donald Trump and kick him out, cool. Put JD Vance in there, and if he starts fucking up, do the same thing with him. Whatever. If we have the numbers to impeach Trump, we have the numbers to impeach Vance. I don't care.
Yeah, I don't know if he'll follow the Constitution as much, and it requires so much engagement from people that are already spineless. You know, allowing thousands of kids to die, get bombed, and whatnot.
JD Vance is the most unlikable person that exists, I think, on this planet. Like every time he talks and every time just his face, it's so unlikable. Like you guys should be so happy that JD Vance grew out a beard. And I'm not joking. Like, have you ever seen his face without it? Good God. He is the most unlikable person, like in existence.
Yeah. I mean, typically the guys that, grow their mustache and beard, they have a weak chin.
Why do you think I grow mine?
Oh man. Yeah, I don't think the United States is going to get any better. This is the thing. From George W. Bush and even before him, they've been violating the Constitution by just, bombing indiscriminately and just invading privacy and whatnot. I mean, I feel like the United States is becoming China, but without the welfare.
Yeah, China's doing much better than us.
Yeah, of course.
I think they're down to like less than 1% of their entire country that's in like abject poverty.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So oh shit, hold on. What happened? Check. Hello? Hello? What the? Oh, my bad, y'all. Something just freaking freaked out. My sound mixer freaked out. Sorry about that, caller who was ever there. I couldn't hear you. I thought you hung up. I guess he was still talking. I just couldn't hear him. Hello, how are you? Hello? Hello? Okay, I can't hear him. Oh, I heard that though. So that was on that guy. Yo, please make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I really appreciate that. Jill, thank you so much for clearing out those last two live gift goals. I really appreciate that. I got another live gift goal. The Corgis up if you'd like to support. I also have super chats, super stickers, pay links in the bio. They're all at Polypolitics, just like my name. If you'd like to help support me and my trip to New York to help document the No Kings protest tomorrow, I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. It really means a lot. Flexen says, Paulie, it sounds like he was trying to convert you. Yeah, I think he was. Jen said, do you all see Drewski as Erica Kirk's hit yet? Yes, I saw it, Jen. And yes, it was funny. It was very funny. Thank you so much, Jen, for the 5. And Beat, thank you so much for the 10s. And MAGA Republican Craig Scott Valdez, Alaskan legislator, chief of staff, was indicted recently for sex trafficking of minors and sex crimes with a relative to a minor. Of course, he's MAGA. It's always MAGA that either gets like convicted of that or like hiring a male prostitute. You see that a lot with MAGA. It's very strange. I don't know why it's always them. Shay, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. And whoever's sending this thing up here, that's really cool. Lindsay, thank you so much. Hello, how are you?
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Hello?
Hi, how old are you?
29.
Were you guys just on the phone?
Yeah.
Yeah, my bad. My voice mixer decided to do a pop-up and shut off all my sound.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they couldn't hear me. They couldn't hear you. I couldn't hear you. We all got shut down.
This is Polly?
Yeah. That was the chat for Shay and Mike for those corgis. I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Hello?
Hi, man.
Hello?
What is going on here?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, I just spoke to you, 29 years old.
Yeah, man. My
JD Vance.
Yeah, I just said that my stuff got shut off. I stopped hearing you.
Oh, okay. So JD Vance is better. China's doing better than us. And I think we ended on, I was asking if you think Trump is a symptom or a cause.
I think he's both.
He's both?
Yep.
So here's my thing. Like, it's affecting all of us. Trump, the gas prices, and making everything more expensive because of transit, the gas, oil. I'm at the point where it's like, why even fight for a country where people just don't care, nor or possibly not capable of caring, because half of the United States reads at a 6th grade level, right? You know, as much as you try to talk to these people, you know, they're kind of like a wet paper towel a little bit and emotional. As much as they give women shit for being emotional, you just get a bunch of like 50-year-old men just arguing and just all in bad faith and just prejudiced or chauvinistic or whatever.
I mean, yeah, no argument but regardless of that, sir, this is still a country and it's my country, and I think it's worth saving because I love my country. So regardless of how bad it's doing or how bad the people in it are doing, I'm not going to stop caring about it or stop loving it or just give up on it and just let it go to nothing. I'm going to fight against people who are trying to destroy it.
Right.
Yeah. But anyways, this doesn't seem like we're having much of a debate here. So I'm going to move on and see if I can get in some different conversations. But I hope you have a good one. Okay.
Have a good night.
All right, Scott. Thank you so much for the $5. Says, do I need a reverse augmentation? Yeah, you do. Scott's got to get a reverse augmentation. All right, very important. Hurry up. Also, Zoe, thank you so much. Javier, thank you so much. Double Dutch, thank you so much. Javier, again, thank you so much. I appreciate the jewels. Yeah, keep at it. Keep protesting. Send those heart me's, please and thank you. I was gonna go to my TikTok guest over here. I thought I saw someone over here. I saw some people over here. Oh my goodness, this thing's freaking trip. My computer's tripping out today, man. It's losing its mind. How's my night going? It's going okay. It's definitely going interesting. Hello, how are you?
Not too bad.
Awesome.
I just wanted to. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I just wanted to go back to the other caller. You had mentioned something about the scripture that talks about judge not. I just wanted to get the context of that. It's not stating that that judgment in itself is wrong. It goes on to say that if you are judging, it says first cast out the beam in your own eye. So if you're accusing somebody of something that you yourself are involved in, then to first get rid of that before. So Scripture also talks about judging with a righteous judgment. So yeah, that's all I wanted to clarify on that scripture.
James 4:12, New International Version. There is only but one lawgiver and judge, the one who is able to save and destroy. But you, who are you to judge your neighbor? That's New International Version. New Living Translation. God alone, who gave the law, is the judge. He alone has the power to save or destroy. So what right do you have to judge your neighbor? Which version would you like? King James, there is one lawgiver who is able to save and destroy. Who art thou that judgest another? Sir, are you there? Maybe he got raptured. Okay. Are you there, sir?
You can't hear me?
Now I can.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Sir, if you can't see me on the screen, then I can't hear you.
Oh, that must be why it is. I was just going to my Bible here.
I just read your Bible.
So again, what I was looking at Matthew 7 there, the one that you had referenced to earlier. If you read down the whole list down, what scripture were you just now referring to?
James 4:12.
Okay. And what did the King James Version say there?
There is one lawgiver who is able to destroy, to save and destroy. Who art thou to judgest another?
Uh-huh.
But King James Version is one of the most inaccurate versions of the Bible that exists. New International Version is actually much more accurate to the original transcripts. And that one says, there is only one lawgiver and judge, the one who is able to save and destroy. But you, who are you to judge your neighbor? You know, can I get some Hail Satan, some 666s in here? God keeps rapturing this one. God keeps trying to take this one, and I keep trying to bring him back. God keeps trying to take this one, and I keep bringing him back. I don't know what's going on over here. He's obviously having a rough time. I understand reading your Bible for the first time is hard. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and drop him because I don't know what he's doing. Hello, how are you? What's going on over here? He's obviously having a rough. Yeah, this Bible studies on Wednesdays, bro. Hello, how are you?
Hey, I have a quick question. Did you paint your room?
The walls of my office? Yes. The room I am in? Yes.
Yeah. Weren't they light blue?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I thought I was tripping or something. All right. Thank you.
Dude is stoned out of his mind thinking he's freaking seeing shit, bro. He's like, bro, I thought those walls were blue, bro. Yo, let's get this thing up to 200,000 likes. I appreciate you guys. Oh my goodness. That dude was sitting in his room being like, bro, I thought those walls were blue, bro. That was funny. That was funny. I'll hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Yeah, I did paint the office. I've been working on it for a while. I had to get rid of the high gloss paint. Hello, how are you?
Yo, am I on?
I don't know. What are you on? PCP?
Oh, I just wanted to say I'm a big supporter of you. Thanks so much.
Absolutely, man. You have a good one, all right?
You too. Bye.
I didn't know you got wet. Hello, how are you?
Oh, hello. Can you hear me, sir?
Dave, I didn't know you got wet. What? That's PCP. Angel dust. Hello, how are you?
Good. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great. How old are you?
I am 39.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
I never supported Trump. I supported the people around him. So when he came with the agenda, I supported the people that were supposed to be brought in to have the American interest first. Because regardless of what you look at it, either party is not really for the benefit of the country.
And who in his support staff of morons did you support?
Well, okay. So the idea in the beginning was getting the American, getting us healthy with, whether you agree or not, with the MAGA movement was a good idea. Let's start with that. So that direction, I have no idea where it ended up. It on paper, everything sounded good.
No, it didn't.
That was in the campaign sounded good.
It literally didn't. Like it sounded so bad.
Yes, but I don't know where you stand on the vaccine mandate, because comparing it to a lot of European countries, the vaccines were not, the vaccine schedule with all the side effects that was causing it. And for us to get out of what happened with COVID and the whole, scam, in my opinion, that happened, then that.
Sir, you trust a guy with brain worms to tell you that freaking 100 years of science doesn't work? I don't know what to tell you. The dude literally said he isn't scared of germs because he used to freaking coke off of public toilet seats.
Yeah,
Why?
What was
You think I trust some guy who literally freaking who has a brain worm, who does coke off of freaking public toilet seats and talking who's not a doctor, not a scientist, not an epidemiologist, not any of those things? Why should I trust RFK over everybody who knows what they're talking about?
Okay, let's take it. I take your point, but what about prior to that? Let's go to Biden time, when we had the whole COVID debacle that happened. Who was there? The health, the health minister? So what was the outcome of that?
The health minister? What country are you in?
Sorry. What is it called?
That was a question. What country are you in?
In the U.S.
No.
Yes.
No, other countries have health ministers. We don't. So
I forgot what's the role. You can tell me.
No, that's fine. I'll tell you. What country are you in? Because nobody from the United States would ever say health minister.
Well,
Someone from the UK would say health minister.
No. I wasn't born in the U.S. I'm a U.S. citizen. I've been living here for about 20 years now.
Okay. Well, that's.
I consider myself I'm more American than when I was born.
Well, that's fair. That's totally fine. I have no problem with that. But I knew, like, sorry, I have to ask a question at that point because no one would call it that. Where are you from? Originally?
I'm originally born in Egypt.
In Egypt. Okay, cool.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So I assume you're talking about Dr. Fauci, but what would be closer to our health minister would be something like the Secretary of Health and Human Services would be something like that.
Yes. Yes. So what do you think with everything that Fauci did?
Fauci didn't do anything but report on the science for what we had for the epidemic at the time.
Yeah, but okay.
Yeah, and science is changing just like the vaccine, just like the virus changed, just like the vaccine changed, and therefore, as things change, then the protocols change.
Yeah. Okay.
That's how science works, bud.
Exclude him from the panic that he caused the whole country, for the fact that
The panic that he caused. How did he cause panic for the whole country?
I don't know if you recall when he was talking that everyone, has to started out with 12 feet, then 6 feet, then everyone needs to be vaccinated, then they wanted to push it in kids, then, it doesn't have an effect, it's going to give you 100% immunity, then no, it's not going to give you any 100% immunity, you could still have no effect at all, and then all the side effects that happened after that.
So anyways, none of that is causing panic. So saying people should stay a certain amount of feet away from each other, saying that a vaccine would help with herd immunity and that it would keep you out of the hospital and stop you from dying, none of that is causing panic. What's causing panic is when Donald Trump is like, oh, it'll be over in 2 weeks, or, oh, we're not going to shut down, or, oh, we're going to do this, or, we're going to do that. Donald Trump is the one causing the panic. Dr. Fauci was giving advice from a doctor.
Okay. I disagree with you. I don't have all the things written down, but so you had, I forgot the name of the doctor that was in the Joe Rogan show that talked exactly about how he was banned from all. He was also a immunologist as well. He talked about all the things and all the I forgot what was the name of the medicine that you could take.
Stop, dude. Sir, we don't listen to singular doctors in this country, and we sure as don't don't listen to a singular doctor just because he's on Joe Rogan. Okay? You can find a singular doctor that says that cancer is a myth, or a singular doctor that says that freaking you clear colds by eating dirt. Okay? You can find a singular doctor for just about fucking anything. We look at the consensus of medicine, the consensus of science. Okay? That's why when you hear for toothpaste commercials and they go 9 out of 10 doctors recommend, okay, even though they're pretty much lying, right? Or 9 out of 10 dentists, right? They're just making shit up. We listen to the 9, not the 1. Okay? That's how things work. All right? We don't just listen to one guy who says he has an idea just because he made it on a podcast.
Yeah. Okay. I honestly don't have the whole information ready, so I couldn't, reply back to you on that. But what you mentioned earlier about, the Trump and the cabinet that was around him, you didn't feel that was the whole reason why a lot of the public voted for him, and I'm one of them.
If that's the reason that you voted for Donald Trump, then you made a very, very bad, grave mistake that's against America. Yeah, because Joe Rogan also supported Donald Trump, and Joe Rogan has come back and said that he was completely bamboozled, and so were all of his voters, and that they shouldn't have happened.
But let's look at the alternative. What was the alternative?
Anybody. Literally anybody. Literally, my Australian Shepherd was a better choice. Literally, having no president would have been a better choice.
We had no president. Biden was pretty much in the last stages. Who was running the country when Biden was not there?
Biden was running the country. Because your entire shit is made up, okay? You want to talk about spreading freaking shit that causes panic and chaos for no reason when I have literally dozens upon dozens upon dozens of Republicans that worked in the White House that said that Biden was sharp, he was in every single meeting, and that he was running the country.
Yeah, but the health was deteriorated every day.
Sir, Joe Biden on his fucking deathbed, okay, on his last fucking breath, will be a better president than Trump by 1,000 fucking times. Okay? Joe Biden Joe Biden with actual dementia would be a better president than Trump by 100 times. Okay, if Joe Biden lost his whole mind and didn't know his fucking name, he would still be 100 times better than Donald Trump. And Donald Trump wasn't running against him. He was running against Kamala Harris. So I don't know why that even matters.
Well, okay, well, that's what I meant. You were talking about the opposite direction. Okay, I always been an independent. I never voted a Republican or a Democrat. I always been an independent. But the last, Kamala was in the office with the prior administration, and I couldn't find anything tangible that she has done.
Awesome. Can you please tell me what oh my God, I forgot his name. I can see his face. Holy shit, I just blanked. Can you tell me what tangible things that Mike Pence did as vice president under Trump in his first term?
In the first term, I think the law was the first law that passed with the sports, the women's sport.
That wasn't even in the first term. What did Mike Pence do in his first term?
Nothing, pretty much nothing. Because
awesome. What did Joe Biden do as the vice president under Obama?
No, he did a lot under Obama.
Like what?
And to be fair to him.
Like what?
He was, I think he was part of a lot of the...
No, what major piece of legislation, what major act did the vice president do? Just the vice president.
Was the same-sex marriage during the Obama administration? Wasn't he?
It was, but that was Obama's policy, not Biden's. What was Biden's?
But isn't the role of the vice president is to support the president agenda in its own? It's not the job of the vice president to do the president's job. It's their supporting staff to him. Isn't that correct?
It's like you walked into the wall and you still didn't see it. It's like you hit the wall and still don't know that it's there. Like, yes, sir, it is not the vice president's job to have agenda or policy or to do things. So why are you saying that Kamala Harris in her 4 years did nothing? Exactly. That's their job.
What was her agenda that she was proposing?
She didn't have one because vice presidents don't have agendas.
No. When she was nominated to be the Democratic, nominee for the presidential race,
she had a very, very large agenda, sir. You're going to have to be a little bit more specific.
Okay.
It was very long and in depth. So, which is pretty astonishing considering she only ran for 107 days, that she still somehow had a very in-depth freaking agenda.
So you don't see that the reason she lost the race was more than that she was weaker on her policies. She was just because of Trump has more popularity. Is that what you think she lost?
No, she lost on a combination of things. One, she had 107 days to run. You know how long Donald Trump ran for president? It was like 16 months. It was like 16 months or some shit. Just crazy. Just for forever. Right? And that was on this term. She had 3 months to run an entire campaign. Second of all, she's a woman. Okay? And Donald Trump has only ever beaten the two only women who have ever ran on major party tickets ever in the United States. That's the only two people he's beaten. ever. The one time he ran against a man, he lost. A man that you said it wasn't even in enough health to freaking be president. Somebody who's apparently, according to you, wasn't even, like able in his brain to be president. Donald Trump still lost to him because he was a man. That's where you put Donald Trump, as that fucking stupid. Okay? Because it's not a slight on Biden to be old. He was too old to be president. That's 100% true, right? It's not a slight on Biden. The slight is that Donald Trump lost to that guy. Okay? He lost to that guy, and then you still voted for him again.
There was no other alternative.
Of course there was. Kamala Harris was 20 years younger, had a full agenda, had actual agenda items that were actually going to help Americans. Okay? She had all of those things, and instead of choosing that, you chose an 80-something-year-old who tried to turn the American military against its own people, who tried to violate the Constitution at every point in time, and who told you he was going to be a fucking dictator.
Again, what he had with him, whether you agree with him or not, during his campaign, let's say that he had better campaign. The people that he had in his support, the people that showed up with him in the rallies, the support, whether it's from all the business people or whether it's from the people that wanted to be in his cabinet, he done a better job. That's if we're gonna say that he didn't have enough time.
Literally, business people walked out of a meeting with him because his policies were so bad.
Yeah, I honestly know that now most of the promises that was done.
No, that was before you guys voted for him. He had a huge meeting with a whole bunch of Fortune 500 CEOs. They all walked out. There was reports they said that he couldn't even stay on topic, that he couldn't keep a conversation, that he was talking about just crazy random shit. The CEOs of the Fortune 500 companies told you that. The only person he had that anybody freaking even thought was kind of cool was freaking Nazi salute freaking Elon, okay? And he's just proof that you can't buy cool. All right? He didn't have anybody in his cabinet that was freaking showing up. RFK's freaking talking about brain worms and freaking killing bears and stuff in Central Park. He's got Kid Rock performing, who looks like he's literally on freaking some type of drugs and just stole a catalytic converter 3 minutes ago. He just had Elon Musk freaking money. That's it. And the only thing it was is Donald Trump let Elon get on stage and be like, hey man, you're cool. Like, come in and do stuff. That's it. That's it. You got conned, brother. You got conned. That's all it is.
I think not only me, I think all of us got conned.
Not all of us, just y'all. I didn't get conned. I didn't vote for the guy who was a 34 times felon, who was freaking adjudicated of sexual assault, who freaking was found in court to have robbed a charity for children with cancer for $400 million.
Let me ask you this: what is the ideal president that you're looking for?
Sir, we're not even talking about ideal president. We're not even talking about ideal president, okay? Donald Trump was the worst possible option. He was the worst possible option. I don't know if Kamala Harris would have been a good president. I have literally no clue. I have no clue. She held all the qualifications, but who knows? Tons of people hold qualifications and they're shitty politicians. I don't know. What I'm saying is, right now, here's what I know, okay? None of the tariff policy would have been implemented, so we wouldn't be freaking going through rising inflation. We would have been going through lowering inflation like we were in the last 2 years of the Biden administration. We wouldn't be at war with Iran right now. We wouldn't be trying to take over Cuba, trying to shut down Cuba, or going into Venezuela, right? We wouldn't be sending out $200 billion of taxpayers to try to fight a war in Iran, right? We wouldn't be doing any of those things, okay? We were seeing improving economic numbers in this country month over month, year over year for the last 2 years of the Biden administration. Okay? Just full recovery, the fastest recovery from COVID financially than any developed nation on the planet. All right? And as soon as Donald Trump came in and passed his first piece of legislation, all of those economic numbers that were all trending in the right direction, they all turned around and started going the other direction. We currently have we've had job loss in 5 of the last 12, or I think of the last 12 months, we've had five positive numbers, right? We have overall job loss since Donald Trump took office. We have the worst unemployment numbers since the shutdown for COVID, okay? Like, we're literally going into stagflation and people are already starting to talk about a recession. We're at war, okay? And what is Donald Trump? We literally have 8-hour freaking wait times at TSA because Donald Trump won't fucking pass a freaking bill to fund TSA unless he includes some shit about trans people in it. All right? Like, literally, we are just it. And what are we worried about? Donald Trump's trying to fucking have his signature on money. That's what he's fucking worried about. Building a fucking ballroom. That's what we're worried about right now. Okay? This entire thing was a fucking joke. And the sad part is it was predicted all the way across the board, right? It was predicted. Okay? Everybody said, hey, he sent us in a recession his first term. His tax policy was fucking shit. His economic policies were horrible in his first term. The only reason that he got away with it is because there were smart people around him that stopped him from doing all the horrible shit that he wanted to do. And if you let him back in, he's going to surround himself, okay, with people that are just yes men that will do whatever they do. And now we got ICE rolling around the country like Gestapo, shooting American citizens. We got ICE in airports now, okay? We got a fucking fake UFC fighter that tries to fight people in the Senate as the new DHS secretary. We got brain worms running our fucking health. We got a fucking wrestling lady running our fucking Department of Education, and a Fox News host with bad hair as our Secretary of Defense who's fucking talking about top secret shit over fucking Signal. You guys voted for the clown. You got the fucking circus. Okay? Sometimes boring is better. You don't always need your politicians to be some fucking performer. Sometimes boring is just better. Okay? Hire somebody that's gonna do the fucking job that you don't need to hear from. Okay? That you don't need to have a press conference or a Truth Social every 30 fucking seconds. Just hire somebody who's going to make things happen. Y'all didn't hear from Biden. You guys want to say he had dementia. You guys want to say he had freaking whatever. 2 straight years, freaking improving economic numbers every single year. Freaking gas prices lowering every single month to her. Oh, but he didn't do enough press conferences and he had a bad debate. Who fucking cares? Is the country doing well? Yes. Is it doing better than it was the 2 years prior? Yes. Why the fuck do we give a shit about whether or not he's fucking had a good debate or whether or not he speaks well in front of a camera? Who gives a shit, dude? Really, truthfully, who fucking cares?
To be honest, nobody will care as long as economically we're doing better than what it was before, and we're not.
Yeah, well, we were before with Biden, who said that you said couldn't even run the country. Well, you know what? Here's the deal, sir. If Biden wasn't running the country, then whoever was running the country was doing a whole lot better fucking job than Trump was. Okay? If it was Kamala Harris or whoever the fuck it was that was running the country, if it's under your theory that Biden couldn't, whoever was doing it was doing a fucking great job. Okay? So maybe we should have kept in the same administration who was doing a great job.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you, man. I'm worried. That's all.
You should be.
It's for the past 20 years. It's been going downhill.
It is not.
And we're the laughing stock.
We are not. Well, we are now. We weren't.
You don't feel like that way?
Because it's not true. We were a very respected country on this freaking planet. We were respected by our allies, right? We saw that with how fast NATO jumped to our freaking defense after 9/11, in our war in Afghanistan, in our war in Iraq, and through all of our stuff through the Middle East, how all of our allies jumped to help us, okay? Because of respect, okay? Because we weren't a laughingstock. Now Donald Trump asked for their help, and they're ghosts. Why? Because they don't respect us, okay? They think we're a clown. Okay? They think we're a fucking joke. They have no reason to respect us because Donald Trump is out there calling them cowards and saying they're not doing anything. None of our allies have any respect for us anymore. All right? So, are you worried? Yes. Should you be worried? Absolutely, you should be worried. You should be 100% worried. You should be so fucking worried. Okay? And even though this is kind of, in your case, the consequences of your own actions, okay?
Yeah.
You should start trying to remedy those very quickly. I would start by voting in the midterms this winter, right? I would start by, or fall or whatever November is. You'd start by voting in the freaking midterms in November. Okay? Because somebody needs to put a check on this bullshit. Okay? And it sure as hell ain't gonna be the fucking Republicans in Congress that are doing it right now who have pretty much given up all their power under the Constitution. All right? Who have pretty much given up all their power under the Constitution in order to appease one man. Okay? So you should go vote. All right? And all of you guys out there, however many you got, 15, 1,700 of y'all that are out there total, all right? Please go vote. All right? Vote in November. It's important. Okay? Please and thank you. And research the people that you're going to be voting for. Okay? Research the people. Please and thank you. Okay? And even if you're a Republican, or you live in a place where you live in a red spot and you want to vote for Republicans, fine, whatever, man. Vote for somebody with a fucking backbone. Okay? Vote for somebody with a fucking backbone, not these fucking simps that are in freaking Congress right now. Okay? That are just like if you have pay attention to your politicians, dude. And for you guys out there that vote blue, okay? Pay attention to who you're voting for over there because there's some fuckery over there too. Fetterman. I know you guys didn't have a choice. I'm sorry. But regardless, okay? Pay attention on the left too, because just because somebody has a D next to their name doesn't mean they're worth a shit. Okay? I'm just letting you know that right now. Just because somebody has a D next to their name doesn't mean they're worth a fuck all. Okay? Sorry, I was ranting for a while. I apologize.
No worries, man. Thanks for the information.
Thank you for listening and letting me grandstand for a bit.
Oh, no worries.
I appreciate that.
I hope the best.
All right, man. You have a good one, all right, dude? All right, dude. Bye. All right, y'all. Please make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I appreciate you guys. Yeah, I'm ranting. W's in the chat for Polly. What are we doing over here? W's in the chat for Polly. Okay? With the rant. All right, I deserve a good rant every once in a while too. Okay, I deserve it. If you guys like support, I do have super chats, super stickers, pay links in the bio, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. They're all at Polypolitics, and I got the live gift goal. I knew I threw a crazy one up there with 7 swans, but I figured we'd go for it. I'll be off for the next 3 days. You guys won't see me again until Monday because I'll be in New York. So why not throw it? Why not the last one of the week, right? Might as well throw it out there. Yeah, we were at church for a bit. Scott said, didn't Pence smile once? Maybe. That time I saw him smile was the day he was talking shit about Trump on the news after he was gone. Yeah. Electric, thank you so much for the swan. I appreciate that. And Chrissy, thank you so much for the swan also. I appreciate that. Thank you so much, Electric and Chrissy. W's the chat for them. Marcus, thank you so much for the $2. Said TSA is funded by the 9/11 fee when you buy airfare. TSA is only funded when Congress says they're funded. But yes, that's how they should be funded. Man, this one won't stay in my ear. Sorry, I keep messing with this but I appreciate it, Marcus. Thank you. He also said he was referring to Dr. Peter McCullough. I don't know who he was saying he was referring to. I don't know what part of the conversation that was. But thank you. I appreciate that. Patty, thank you so much for the floating heart. Michelle, thank you so much. Peach, thank you so much. Marcus again said the same people are always running the country. They just play different games depending on who is in office to make it look like R's and D's are opposing sides. No, just R's and D's are opposing sides right now. I'm just letting you guys that think that you guys are like edgy and smart because you're like, oh, the Republicans and Democrats are the same. No, they're fucking not. No, they're fucking not. Okay? And it just makes you sound like dumb to fucking say that. It just and like this is coming from somebody who's not a Republican or a Democrat. I'm neither. But to pretend like they're the fucking same right now is a fucking joke. It's a joke, dude. I'm sorry. Trump is starting wars against the fucking Constitution. Democrats are trying to put a check, which is what they're supposed to do according to the Constitution. Republicans aren't letting them. Okay? Democrats are trying to push for the freaking release of the Epstein files. They're like the Republicans are not. Right? I can go on and on and on and on and on and on and on. All the differences right now of what Democrats are trying to do to stop the Republican Party from literally becoming a fascist regime right now. I can go on and on and on and on and on. This is not it's two sides of the same coin. Everybody's bad. No, the fuck it's not. No, it's not. Okay? You voted for Donald Trump, and then all of a sudden now you're like, oh, well, I can't say I should have voted for Democrats, so now I gotta, now I gotta pretend like it's both sides. It's not both sides. It's the Republicans. The reason why the economy is better now is Republicans. The reason why freaking gas prices are bad is because of Republicans. The reason why the Epstein files aren't released is because of Republicans. The reason why freaking ICE is allowed to go around freaking shooting American citizens without freaking checks is because of Republicans. Okay? Republicans are literally in charge of every single branch of the government. Every single one. 9 of the last 10 recessions in the United States have come under Republicans. 9 of the last 10. Then a Democrat comes in, fixes the economy, gets it running, gets it humming. Then you guys put another Republican back in, and then we go into another fucking recession. Every single fucking time. Okay? Every single time. Without fail. Okay? Bush goes through a recession, housing bubble crash, Obama comes in and fixes it. Trump comes in, puts us in a recession, Biden comes in and fixes it. Now, Donald Trump's trying to put us back into a recession again. Okay? Thank you for the super chat, Marcus. I do really appreciate that, but I'm sorry, I cannot agree with you. W's in the chat for the super chat. I appreciate that. I cannot agree with you. I cannot agree with you all. Activista and Shay, thank you so much for the swan. Wow, we got to over 50% of this already. We're already to 50% of the live gift goal. That's absolutely amazing. I really appreciate y'all. Thank you guys so much. I can appreciate the super chat and also not agree. I can do both of those things. I can do both of those things. All right, let's open up the phone lines, keep this thing going for a bit. Like I said, I'm not going to do a full 3 hours, but I think I got time for at least one more as long as it's a good one. Yo, please make sure you guys are hitting that like button. What are we at over here? Let's get this thing up to 300,000 likes. Really appreciate that. If you guys haven't sent your heart me, please send it today. Like I said, when you guys see those big numbers in here, it's because the time before you guys sent all the heart me's. It's really important. So I really, really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. And tapping is caring. If you can't support with gifting, that's totally okay. I totally understand. But please make sure you guys are at least tapping the screen. If you guys are over on the tubes, please make sure you guys are chatting. You guys are hitting that like button, hitting that subscribe button. If you're new here, we really appreciate that. Also, I am taking 1 or 2 of the conversations every single night, making them into videos between like 20 and 30 minutes long. They're kind of fun. So if you guys, miss a live or came in late and want to see a conversation that might have been a good one, check out the content later. Yeah, I'm having a lot of fun making them too. I'm not. I hate editing. God, I wish I could hire someone to just edit those videos for me. I would be so happy. If you guys know someone who wants to freaking get hired to edit videos for me, let me know. Would love that. That'd be so amazing. Hello, how are you?
Doing well. How are you?
I'm doing great. How old are you?
I'm 29 years old. How you doing?
29. It seems to be the age of the live. Tiffany, thank you so much for the swan. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Have the chat for Tiffany.
No. I mean, 29 is age of love. Yeah, it's like makes sense. It's probably the primary demographic of like YouTube and
No, you're just the third
the
caller in a row
male-
that's been exactly 29.
No, like correct. Oh, yeah, I was born in 1996, so
That's all I'm
coming up
saying.
on my 30th
Insane.
birthday quite soon. Yeah.
So anyway, do you still support Trump?
No. Well, I'm gonna be honest. I did vote for him in the second election. To say that I still support him now is very hard to say. I voted on like a very straight line of like no war. Also, I'm in a state that's very blue voting, so even if I did vote for him, that's not where my electoral votes went to. I voted out of the state of New Jersey, and I don't think the electoral votes out of New Jersey in this past election actually went towards the Republican candidate. So it's a drop in the bucket. It was more so a protest vote on the Democratic Party anointing Kamala Harris and not actually running a primary.
That's not how
Would
that
you say
happened
that's
at all.
fair?
Yeah.
Well, did we? Was there a primary for the Democratic candidate?
There was an open
There's that your
convention.
question. No, there was a convention, but like, was there a
Sir,
was
it was
there a
like
vote?
it was like 120 days out. How would they have ran a primary?
No, okay. Understood. We can split that, but again, like Joe Biden was the Democratic candidate. He stepped down, and then Kamala Harris was anointed. The DNC
She was
got
not
together
anointed.
and then
It was an
anointed.
open convention. Do you know how an open convention works?
The registered Democratic voters did not vote for Kamala Harris.
No registered Democratic voter has ever voted for a candidate in a primary. That's not how the Democratic primaries work. It's not how the Republican primaries work either.
No, that's quite literally how they work.
No, it is not. Actually, I don't know how I don't know. I've never voted in New Jersey, so I don't know how that works. I vote in Florida, right?
No, it's not.
No, hold on, sir. You don't know what I'm about to say, so let me finish my sentence. No. So I vote here in Florida, okay? And in Florida, on the ballot, right on the top, it says this is not a vote for a candidate. All right. It is a vote for an elector that candidate will choose. Okay. So you're never voting for the candidate. You're voting for an elector. And if that elector, if that wins, then that presidential candidate gets to pick the elector. All right. So Biden picked electors, and that's when you go to a convention, and then the electors, all right, get to vote on a candidate. That's how a primary works. And the Democratic Party, just like the Republican Party, has a system where if something happens to the candidate, whether they drop out or they're incapacitated for some reason, all right, then it goes into an open convention. Then anybody's allowed to run. And then those electors are the ones that vote for the candidate for that party. That's just how the system works.
And agreed. And again, there was a void to be filled, and that wasn't the hill that I came to die on. Like that was just like a general party thing. My comment was more on like the economy portion, and like I'm 29 years old. Like I work here in finance, and so like the big part you said was about like the Democrats fixing the economy, and then the Republicans fixing that. That's mostly what I came on to speak about. Like, I'm not going to sit here and die with you on that hill. Like, obviously, like, yes, the Democratic Party had to fill a void and promote a nominee. My only point is that, like, no one voted for Kamala to be the nominee in the Democratic Party. The Democratic voters, constituents voted for Joe Biden to be the nominee. He had to step down. But my point was more on the economic side. Can we get to that? Again, I'm not arguing with you.
Sure, but when you're coming up here and you're saying words like she was anointed, okay, like then we're gonna die on that hill. Then we're gonna die on that hill. Okay.
No. And to your point, fair. Inflammatory language, anointed. I'll give you that. I'm not here to fight on that. Anointed was maybe too strong of a word, but she was she was the VP pick, and she was chosen. It's not like they like Joe Biden stepped down and they picked Gavin Newsom or anyone else. They picked the VP. So it was like the next
Gavin
man up.
Newsom
That's
didn't
more of
run.
what-
He could have.
No. And again, I'm not trying to bring that. What I'm saying is like they picked the next logical person.
They didn't pick, sir, stop. They didn't pick. Okay? They didn't pick anyone. Okay? It's an open convention. I could have ran against Kamala Harris. You could have ran against Kamala Harris. Gavin Newsom could have ran against Kamala Harris. Anybody in the United States could have ran against Kamala Harris. They just chose not to. And nope, stop.
Fair enough.
And the reason that they didn't had everything to do with money. Okay? That's all it was.
Oh, she raised a shit ton. She raised a shit ton.
No, she didn't raise a shit ton. But in case you forgot that on that ticket with Biden,
the party rallied around her.
No, sir.
She raised a lot of money, right?
Sir.
She did.
Whenever people donated to the Biden administration, it was the Biden Harris ticket. Okay, it was the Biden Harris ticket. So she was the only one, sir. So she was the only one. Oh my God, she was the only one that could take the money that came from the finance raising that Biden already had. She was the only one that could take that, and no one, including Gavin Newsom or Josh Shapiro or any other Democrat, wanted to go up against Kamala Harris when she had all the money and less than 4 months. Okay, nobody wanted to go up against her. I don't blame them. Okay, it was a losing factor. Okay, it was a losing factor. That's all. Okay, so. Dude, I'm trying to have a conversation with you, but this doesn't seem like it's going very well, man. Like you're, like I don't know. This doesn't sound like it's very fun so far.
I apologize, and your point was very valid on that. That the Biden Harris ticket raised a majority amount of money, and that wasn't the portion that I came to speak about. It was more about the evolutions we've seen, the Democratic. Being in the executive office, and then the Republicans being in the executive office, and then kind of posing it as like the Democratic Party fixing it, and then the Republican Party like fucking it up. And so like that's kind of what I wanted to get more to. So like the Bush administration overseeing like depending on how you phrase it, most people on the street would say that the crash started in 2007, and then like the layman's would say that it happened in 2008. So like when Henry Paulson under the Bush administration was the chairman of the Fed, and then Lucas Ranieri, who started the mortgage-backed security, which led to like the downfall of the 2008 administration under Bush, which led into the Obama administration. That's the more of the topic that I wanted to speak about. I'm more versed in like the finance portion of it than the democratic process portion of it. But
all right, I'm sorry, I'm confused with what your point is. So Bush caused a housing market bubble crash and a recession.
So the housing market bubble crash. So like if we want to like really go back far to it. So like under the Clinton administration,
it's insane.
I'm just hear me out here. So like basically like the Clinton administration had this initiative where like under Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, where like every American had the right to own a home. So like that went to all the banks. So like what you're seeing now, what is called private credit, is what the banks used to do, which started under the Clinton administration and then bled into Bush 1 and Bush 2, where the underwriters of mortgages, which were like Merrill Lynch, Bear Stearns, B of A, JP Morgan Chase, they were given the encouragement to push the lending profile on who they would lend mortgages to, right? But they would not actually take the risk under their own books. They would give the lending capital to all these guys, out in Long Island. So there was like Century, First 21 Bank, and things like that. So it's my opinion is it's very easy to label economic issues from administration to administration. But what started under the Clinton administration, which was perpetuated under the Bush administration, which turned into the mortgage-backed security crisis, expanded upon like not just Democratic or Republicans, like it was just a financial issue. And so like I agree with you, it looked very bad under the Bush administration. And then after Bush '01 or Bush 1 and Bush 2 came in, and then the mortgage crisis blew up, there was a very easy thing to say that like Obama came in and stepped in and saved it. But when Obama came in is when quantitative easing came in as well, when the federal government came in and became the number one buyer of these asset-backed securities. So like I think it's very I don't think it's fair to say that it's a Republican or Democratic issue that creates these economic issues. My opinion is it's a Wall Street issue. There's always going to be greed. Like as long as people are incentivized to push the lending profile and give people access to mortgages or underwriting of securities, and as long as Wall Street is incentivized to do that, they're going to do so. And no administration is ever going to tamp down on that. And so
And
it started
who?
under Clinton.
And no, hold on. And who?
No, go ahead.
And
Sorry,
who
sorry. I've been talking a lot. I'm
incentivizes
sorry.
them to
Here, go
do it
ahead.
more?
Well, that's what I think both are. Because
That's a lie. That's wrong. Sorry, no,
No,
that's
no,
just
no.
completely wrong.
No, no,
What you see? Hold on,
yeah.
no, sir. You talked for like a
No,
while. I think I get a couple
no,
words in now.
I did. I listened.
I think I get a
listening
couple
now. I'm
words in
sorry.
now.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
What you're saying is that yes, there will always be greed. Of course, there'll always be greed. I don't disagree with that. All right. Do I think that companies, especially companies that are beholden to their to their shareholders, are always going to push the limits of all these things? Absolutely, I do agree with that. But what do the Republicans do? Every time they come in office, they do two things. Right. They deregulate those companies. Right. And they deregulate those industries. Right. Which allows. All right, those industries, the ones that are all greedy, all right, it allows those industries to continue to even more forcefully seek some type of freaking financial gain, even at the detriment of Americans, right? And they give the second thing they do is they give large corporations tax cuts, right? So they allow rich people to try to get richer at the expense of the American people. And when that happens, that is just the breeding grounds for a recession. It happened in 2020 under Trump, right? It happened in 2007 under Bush, right? If you want to make an argument for 2001 under Bush, whatever, like I won't argue it. The time it happened before that was freaking under the first Bush, right? Bush's dad. Right, which was 100% after his tax policy. The policies of Republicans, right? They always say, "Oh, I want to be smaller government," all sorts of stuff. What they end up doing is they end up spending. They gave huge tax cuts to corporations. They do not lower the amount of spending. All right, they deregulate all the industries, and then American people suffer. All right, and we see lower GDP every single time, and then every single time, what you see is Democrats come in. Okay, they re-regulate the system. All right. They raise the corporate tax rate, right? They freaking start giving incentives back to the middle class. The middle class starts to grow. And then we start to build out of that. It's happened over. I'm not saying every time, but it's happened over and over and over and over and over and over and over. Okay. And I'm not saying every single time. Fine. I'm sure you can find examples someplace where that wasn't the case. That's not an issue. But as a whole, the Republican policies are the ones that cause detriment, where we start to see negative GDP growth. Thank you so much, Shay. I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
No. Tough to disagree with that. Domestically, especially when Republicans preach tax cuts, but then they're still expanding like the fiscal budget at the same time, increasing the deficit. My only hope right now, and like the only place that there is a void, and again, I'm just trying to keep it like focused on like economics and energy and finance, like things that I know. We do have a surplus of like natural resources at this point. And like, just to give you like an example, like there's two benchmarks of natural gas that trade. One's in Europe, it's called the Dutch TTF contract. And then one's in the United States, it's called the Henry Hub contract. And, while I don't want to like say that like, I'm super in favor of our policies, but Western Europe is basically suffering for natural resources right now, and they have two avenues of getting it. One is the Nord Stream pipeline that runs via Russia through Ukraine into Western Europe, and like that's not flowing right now. And then the other one is like natural gas production or crude oil production. So the Strait of Hormuz thing that everyone's freaking out about, 80% of that oil that flows through the Strait of Hormuz doesn't come to the Western world. 80% of that oil goes to India, Pakistan, and China. And so, if anything, like I'm hoping that like there's an opportunity for American energy production to fill a void in the rest of the world. But to your point, I honestly I can't really argue much with what you're saying. Like I can't really disagree that the Democrats do come in and try to equalize things on balance. I just don't think it's like overarching to say to like that like the Democrats are always the savior, if that's fair to say.
I'm not making a claim that they're always the failures. I'm saying their economic policies are more beneficial for the middle class, which it keeps us out of stagflation and a recession.
Agreed. And I don't even want to try to come up with like another point to like counter you on that. Like I think the points you make are quite cogent. And,
I'm gonna respond to your energy like the part of about energy that you said though, because I think it is important, right? Yeah, you're right. Like
please respond to that, because I think it's super important right now. Like the United States is a net energy exporter if we just figured out how to do it. And then if I can add one more point to it, not only is LNG offtake increasing, so like the Western Europe as a whole is a net importer of natural gas. They don't actually produce it. They only import it. And then same thing, like the Asia Pacific. So if you look at companies called Glenfarne, and then the largest energy producer in Japan, which is called JERA, they're taking offtake contracts out of Alaska for liquefied natural gas. And so I think that the United States does have an ample opportunity right now, regardless of the geopolitical climate that our Republican administration has created by blowing up the Middle East. There is a void that can be filled right now, and that giant void is very cheap energy. And just for an example, as soon as Iranian rockets or Israeli rockets or any Middle Eastern rockets started being sent in the second week of March, one of the first industries to stop taking orders in Europe was fertilizer producers. And they stopped taking orders because the input product of fertilizers are fossil fuels and natural gas, and Western Europe doesn't produce any of them themselves. And one of the
all right, there's a whole bunch to attack here, so I'm going to try to make it quick because I'm going to try to make it quick. So let me go ahead and jump here. First of all, LNG is a major problem in the world right now, right? Because thanks to Donald Trump,
it's a solution. It's a solution.
Well,
I would say LNG is a solution.
Well, Iran attacked a freaking an LNG refinery plant. I don't know what it's called, plant to refinery from Qatar Energy CEO, and bombed it and took it out for the next 5 years approximately. Right. So 17% of Qatar's LNG, which is a huge market, is now taken off. Right. But I think the bigger thing that we have right here, right, is that for some reason, first of all, the Strait of Hormuz was pretty much always open. Like, even though it was closed, it was open to China and India. They were letting their boats go through the entire time. The entire point is that the price of oil across the world goes up. For some reason, people see this as like a singular country type thing, and it's not, right? Because China has more than enough ability. First of all, China is an oil producing country. They're strict allies with Russia, who's another oil producing country. And because of these strikes, actually, Donald Trump has released sanctions on Iran and released sanctions on Russia to release their oil to try to relieve the price of gas across the world. So they're making hand over foot on their oil that they're selling across the world. All the boats that were out there that Iran had. No.
I have to correct one thing. The price of oil. So again, like I know you.
I'm tired. I'm going to finish what I was saying. Okay. So the price of oil is going up. And when the price of oil goes up across the world, because the price of oil is based off of supply and demand and then set by OPEC based off of that supply and demand. Okay. It doesn't matter if it's 20% set off, whether 20% of that is going to Western countries, 20% of that is going to America, 20% of any of that is going to anywhere, Okay. The fact that 20% of the world's oil flow is being cut off. It does not matter how much oil we have in reserve. It doesn't matter how much we have, how many strategic reserves we release. It doesn't matter any of those things. None of those things matter. Okay. Because as long as that's happening, the price of oil is going to continue to go up, right? And yes, we are a net exporter of oil. That is very true. Thanks, Joe Biden, right? Yes, we are a net exporter, right? But the amount of time that it would take to actually ramp up energy production to a point where we would be making some significant income from that oil, right? By the time that is over, I mean, that would be years, right? Before we could even ramp up that level of energy production in order to be, you know, like a net seller to like different Western countries. We're just not, right? Like, I mean, we are a net exporter, but we're already exporting all of that oil. So, and at the rate that we're spending money on this war, it doesn't really matter. It's not like we're going to start making a lot of money, except for the oil companies, which will be making a lot of money, which was pretty much the Trump administration's argument towards why this war was okay. Actually, I think Donald Trump actually specifically came out and said it and said, stop worrying about oil prices because it's making oil companies a whole bunch of money. So like, I understand that a bunch of oil companies are going to make a bunch of money. I just don't give a shit about them making a bunch of money. This is the same reason why we ended up in the OPEC Plus deal under Donald Trump's first term, which is the one that said our gas prices skyrocketing like through the roof until like what, April of 2022? Because he friggin' made a deal with the OPEC Plus countries in order to reduce the amount of crude oil that was produced across the world by 10 million barrels a day, right? So like Donald Trump keeps making deals that keep making the big oil companies a whole bunch of money, but not anybody else.
He's desanctioning Russian oil that's been sitting on the water. But what the only point I would make is like, and again, I'm not trying to like come over the top here, but the price that you see of the barrel of oil, like what the most of the world sees, they see it in two prices. So it's WTI and Brent, West Texas Intermediate and Brent. So West Texas Intermediate is crude oil coming out of the West Permian Basin, which is U.S. crude oil. And then Brent crude is North Sea oil, but my company owns the exchange on both of those. So you can deliver a Brent crude oil barrel into a West Texas Intermediate and vice versa. So when CNBC or Bloomberg and shows you a price of the barrel oil on the screen, that's the financial price. There's a price of barrel in oil in Singapore. There's a price of barrel in oil in Dubai. There's a price of barrel in oil in Oman. There's a price of barrel in oil in Galveston, Texas. So what you see on the screen is just the financial price. There are crude barrels of oil that are trading physically by the major oil producers like BP, ExxonMobil, Total, Shell, British Dutch Petroleum, you name it, trading at $78, $85, $90 a barrel. So again, I understand what you're seeing on the screen, but what you're seeing on the screen is just a screen financial price of two benchmarks. And there's only two global benchmarks of crude oil that trade in the world. So what you're seeing is a reflection of the overall market. So yes, in Singapore right now, crude oil is trading at $120 a barrel because they are in a glut of supply and they have a lack of demand. Do you know where we don't have that? In the United States right now. Do you know what a barrel of oil comes out of the Permian Basin right now? $85 a barrel. And we can't even sell it fast enough to get it out. So,
Sir, if that was the case, then why do we have oil prices rising in the United States?
Because it's a financial product, but there's a physical.
Exactly, because the entire whole of oil production across the world affects the price. That's what I'm saying. Because the entire flow of oil across the entire planet, if 20% of freaking oil going to Europe is cut off, okay, then we are affected by the price. If it was just a singular country, right? If it was just a singular country that was affecting their own oil price, okay, then every single time anything happened in the world when it came to oil, then we wouldn't see an effect on it. But that's not the way it works. The Russia-Ukraine war, 100% rose oil prices across the world. It rose oil prices in the United States. COVID did that. Okay, like we're seeing it right now with the Iran war, right? We see it every single time. This isn't like I understand that different countries trade at different levels and, you know, different countries are going to have different effects, but that doesn't mean that worldwide like events don't affect everybody within that worldwide when we like within the world, right? When we see the supply across the world and the flow across the world start to shrink, we see it across all markets, maybe not proportionally across all markets, right? But we still see it across all markets. And I it almost sounds like you're like arguing it with me, but like also at the same time like saying the same thing I'm saying, which is like kind of confusing, but not gonna lie. But anyways, and I mean this with truly no offense, it sounds like you do know your oil and you know your oil pricing and stuff like that to a certain point. And I'm sure we could be in a nice long conversation for like the next hour about it, but I have to get up super early to be on a plane tomorrow. And this conversation sounds like it's not ending anytime soon. So I'm gonna go ahead.
Spot and financial. There you go. Cut the conversation off when you're over your fucking skis. Tell me the difference between spot price on crude and financial price on crude.
Sir, could you do me a favor? Yeah, I'll do that. Can you do me a favor?
No.
No, I'll do that, but you have to do me a favor.
AI agent.
Yeah, can you do me a favor?
To my question, what's the difference?
I will.
Between spot price
I
and
said
financial
I'll
price
answer
on
your
crude?
question, but I need you to do me one favor first.
No, I don't. I'm already called into your show. I've done you a favor.
Okay, the favor I need you to do is could you cry just a little bit fucking harder about me having to be up in the fucking morning and being a fucking adult because Donald Trump has TSA shut down, so I have to be at the airport 3 fucking hours early to fly to fucking New York for the No Kings protest? Could you cry and whine a little bit harder, you fucking petulant fucking child? Holy shit. Could you be any more of a fucking 2-year-old that adults have to do adult things? This is why I don't like talking to 20-something-year-olds like you. You guys think you guys know some fucking numbers and don't understand that people actually have fucking adult shit to do. So can you please cry and fucking whine in my fucking ears just a little bit more, you petulant, fucking insistent, fucking child that should have fucking where your dad should have used a fucking condom. Holy fucking shit, you whiny little bitch. Jesus fucking Christ, dude. I haven't even fucking packed for tomorrow. Fucking little bitch. Jesus fucking Christ. Anyways, y'all make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Holy shit, dude. I just said, hey man, conversation's going a little too long. I gotta get off. I told you guys when I started this thing 2.5 hours ago that I wasn't gonna run 3 hours because I had to get on a plane tomorrow. Like, holy shit. Like I said this 2.5 hours ago that I couldn't run 3 hours a because I had to get on a plane. Like, Jesus Christ, man. I was trying to be so nice. Anyways, Sheila, thank you so much for the 20 pounds. I'm from the UK, so we have the same recession problem as you at the moment. Annoying. Yeah. Might be partially our fault. I'm sorry. Thank you so much, Sheila. FSL, thank you so much for the $10 super chats that I gave money to Charlie Brown. I know he would buy Snoopy some food. He would. Charlie Brown's a good guy. All right. And FSL again, thank you so much for the $5 said, it's the me pay you money to mention Charlie Brown and his badass dog Snoopy because we need a break from the real world for a quick second. I need to talk about Charlie Brown right now. That is important. I really appreciate that, FSL. Thank you so much. All right, y'all. Like I said, I would be on Sunday. I will not be on Sunday because I will be flying back that day. So you guys will see me back on Monday evening, 7 p.m. Central. All right. Hope you guys have a wonderful evening. I will come back with amazing content from New York. Hopefully I can get into some conversations out there. And I hope you guys are doing great. All right. Love you guys.